Game plan tonight for the Eagles, and what are keys to success tonight for Northwestern?
Well, for us to play well, we have to do some of the things that we spend a lot of time in practice on. That's play good defense. We feel we have to rebound well. North Central has perhaps the two, maybe the best players in the conference in Jackson and Dismore, and we have got to, you're never going to shut them out, but we've got to control them as best we can.
Had an 11-point win at your place back in January. Kenya Jackson had 20 points, Perry Dismore had 31. What do you hope to do to taper them from their scoring?
Well, we don't know if we can hold Jackson to less than 20, but we would prefer that Dismore not get 31 points. We played well at our place. We hit some shots. Sometimes you hit them on the road, not at home and not on the road. But we just want to slow them down and make sure when they take a shot that we challenge a shot and make it difficult for them, and then not give up any second shots. They are two very, very good basketball players. We're not going to shut them out. We just want to slow them down, and then hopefully we've got a pretty balanced attack, and that we can come back with 4 or 5 guys in double figures.
Coming down the stretch run here of the 91-92 season, what are you looking forward to coming up the last few games heading into postseason? Is your team peaking?
Well, I think so. We've played some of our best basketball in about the last 3 weeks, and the big key has been our man-to-man defense. When we play good, aggressive man-to-man defense without fouling, we're a very effective basketball team. When we don't play aggressive man-to-man defense, we're an average basketball team.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Coach. Tell them I'm going to get in the next goal.
What are you going to ask me, Troy?
Keys tonight, how to avenge 11-point loss. They're going to be keying on Dismore and Jackson. How are you going to combat that?
Big game for us tonight, man. Hope we can come out on top. I called that James Dixon guy just about 10 minutes ago.
Oh. Send him this tape. Coach Engel, a big game tonight here at home, trying to avenge 11-point loss to Northwestern last month. It's also a big night for a couple of your ball players, 3 seniors, last home game. What are some of your thoughts heading into this home finale of the 91-92 campaign?
Well, I tell you, I kind of come in with mixed emotions because, you're losing 3 solid players. Anytime you lose a guy like Rakoski and Jackson and Lokinen, you lose 3, you lose the house basically. And I just come in with mixed emotions, but I really want him to play well. I want him to go out on a good note. We need this win. We've won 2 big conference games in a row now, and we're on a little bit of a roll. I almost don't know how to act, with 2 wins in a row here, but we need to send him out with a good game and a good win.
It's been a kind of a sluggish season for your young kids. What do you hope to do tonight? Some keys to come back from that 11-point deficit over at Northwestern about a month ago?
Well, the key is offensive rebounds. We need to minimize their offensive rebounds. I think they had close to 20 offensive rebounds against us, translating into some real easy buckets for them. And I really felt over there, had we controlled the glass, and I guess that is with goes with any game, you win the ball game, and we would have been much closer and in the ball game, maybe had a chance to win. And so tonight we've really keyed on and begun to work on, and hopefully it'll come through the offensive rebounds.
Jackson, Dismore, they're keyed upon. It's no secret their scoring threat. What goes through your mind in the locker room when you're dealing with these two who Northwestern is going to be keen on them all night?
Well, I was talking with you earlier today about some of our other players stepping up and playing big games for us. Zach Hill has come in and been a real pleasant surprise for us. The other night he shot 7 for 8 from the floor and had 8 rebounds. We need productivity like that out of some of our support players. Rakoski needs a big game. Lokinen, DeBoof, all those guys need to step up and play much better. But I still think all year long teams have really keyed in on Jackson and Dismore, and they still, are very productive no matter what defense is thrown at them.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Tell him I'm going to get on the horn with him. We're going to do a stand-up. Is that what I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob. No. Yes. Okay. We got about 14 minutes before game time. When do you want to go with the stand-up? Okay. Are we going to go? Are you going to go right to me? Or are you going to start with establishing shot, then cut to me? Well, my last word on the open will be when I say Northwestern Eagles. Then I'll pause, and then. That's correct, sir. You're looking at the Clark Danielson College Life Center on the campus of North Central Bible College in downtown Minneapolis, where tonight's Upper Midwest Athletic Conference matchup pits the 9 and 16 Flames of North Central and the 9 and 16 Northwestern Eagles. Hello, I'm Troy Pearson, and my partner for this evening's contest is Tony Dennis. We're here on the campus of North Central Bible College, where tonight the UMAC matchup between North Central and Northwestern goes down to the last conference game of the season. The Flames are 4-6 in conference play, while the Eagles hope to maintain their 7-4 third place UMAC standings. Here's what Coach Joe Smith of the Northwestern Eagles thought about tonight's ball game. Tonight is a very special night for three North Central seniors. Guard Travis Rakowski, guard Bobby Lokinen, and forward Kenya Jackson. Head coach of the Flames, Mark Engel, tells us what the keys are about tonight and what kind of a special night it really is for these three players. Yeah. Tony, the Eagles over in St. Paul back in January had 11-point wins, 75-64 over the Flames, despite Kenya Jackson's 20 points and Perry Dismore's 31. 51 of the 64 points from the two players, Dismore and Jackson. That's going to be the key for the Flames tonight, to have more scoring distributed among the other four starters. What do you see as tonight's keys for the Flames?
Well, tonight I think for the key thing for the Flames is mainly going to be is their defense. Coach Engel is always emphasizing they have to have their defense, and if the defense is there, we're going to see an excellent ball game, because the Eagles definitely have the offense to show it. They have Jeff Agee on their team, which averages about 16 to 17 points a game. I was talking to him before the game, and he's worried about Dismore and Jackson, and so it seems like each key players are looking out for one another, and I think we should have an excellent game tonight.
With so many important key players and top scorers for both clubs, you almost get the feeling that the game's going to be decided by an unlikely hero, perhaps someone off the bench or someone who hasn't done much for either club all season.
That's true. You have to look out for not only your starters and your key players in there, but I think that's one reason why the Flames are called the Flames, because each one of them are Flames on the bench. They can come in and spark a little something into the offense. Who knows?
Well, you're watching UMAC basketball on Minneapolis Television Network. We'll be back to North Central Bible College right after this.
You were just getting audio there?
Yeah. Pull that up. Yes, I am. Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis with you back here on the campus of North Central Bible College and the Clark Danielson College College Life Center for tonight's Upper Midwest Athletic Conference matchup between the Northwestern College Eagles and the North Central Bible College Flames. The Flames are 9-16 overall going into tonight's contest with a 4-6 conference record, while the Eagles are 7-4 in the UMAC and also 9-16 overall. The Flames are led by a couple of seniors and one junior. For the Flames, Kenya Jackson is leading the team, averaging 24 points a game and just over 4 points, 4 rebounds a contest. Harry Dismore is second on the team in scoring with 21 points per game, and he also leads the club in rebounding with 9 rebounds per game. Travis Rakowski, the other senior for the Flames at point guard, averaging 8.5 and 9 assists on the year. For the Eagles, leading their scoring attack is a junior for Jeff Egge. He's from Alexandria, Minnesota, and he's averaging 16.5 points a game. And coming in second in scoring is a sophomore from Lino Lakes. That's Matt Watson. He's averaging just over 13 points a game. We'll get the starting lineups to you in a minute. We're about ready to tip off here at the Clark Danielson College Life Center. Jackson against Matt Watson. DeBoof controls it for the Flames. Leaves it for Rakowski, right side. Swings it back to DeBoof to Lokinen. He holds. Dribble at top, the key right side of DeBoof. There's Rakowski. Skip pass into the post. Dismore and Lokinen working a two-man game. Back up top to DeBoof. He holds and right side to Rakowski. Rakowski looks for an opening, and there's an errant pass picked off by Schwarzers. And he lays it in and two for the Eagles. First hoop of the game is off the turnover by the Flames. Rakowski back quickly for the Flames. Rotating the ball. Lokinen on the dribble. He holds, he looks, being hounded by the Eagles. DeBoof on the top. Good pressure defense by the Eagles to force another turnover on Rakowski, his second in less than a minute of action here at Clark Danielson College Life Center. Good denial defense by the Eagles. That's what gave them an 11-point win in St. Paul last month. On the drive is Bach. He leaves. Schwaders to Egge. Egge right side, wants to go inside. He does. The Schwaders. Just knocked down by DeBoof. He goes baseline, nice drop. Feed pass to Matt Watson. And Matt Watson, the small center, he's 6'3", 200 pounds, lays it in for the Eagles. Jackson, near side. There's the lob to Dismore. Back door. Nobody was home, and Dismore answers and puts it in for the Flames' first two of the evening. Back quickly to Schwaders for the Eagles. Left side, kissed the glass, got two. Early on, the Eagles are running, and they lead 6-2. Rakowski, penetration, left side, drought, leave for DeBoof. He can't get it to go, and there's Schwaders with the rebound. Bakken, he'll stop left side for three, rims in and out, no. And the rebound by Schwaders, but called for the traveling violation. We have some substitution in for the Flames. Number 50, Zachy Hill, the 6'5" sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Let's set the lineups for you. It's Rakowski, Jackson, Dismore, Lokinen, and Hill for the Flames. For Northwestern, it's Oken, Anderson, Schwaders, Egge, and Watson.
Troy, the one that was just put into the game, Zachy Hill, the newest Flame, really looking at being one of the key offensive players for the Flames for the second half of the semester here.
He came in at semester, and he's been a spark. Speaking of sparks, there's Todd Bakken, the 5'10" sophomore from Houston, Texas, penetrating and leaves it. And the Eagles take a 6-point lead. Jackson holds it near side. Dribbles baseline. Shut off nicely by Anderson. Loose ball. Knocked out of bounds by John Anderson. Good hustle and the defense by the senior from Stewart, Minnesota. Jackson will trigger it into the point man, Travis Rakowski.
Troy, I know the Flames look at Travis as being one of the key players, him being the point guard. He gets everything set for the offense.
Rakowski goes inside and an errant pass. What happened there? Travis Rakowski holding it in the corner, wanted to go inside to post Kenya Jackson, but Jackson was triple teamed with help side defense coming at him, and Travis Rakowski did not read it. Fortunately, the ball was tipped And a foul was called. Jason Swaders for the Eagles. That's his first. Lokinen, right side, a couple of pound dribbles to Jackson, left side for three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Give the assist to Bob Lokinen. And a trifecta for Kenya Jackson to pull the Flames within 3.
Troy, you usually don't see throughout the year three-pointers by Kenya Jackson. You usually see them by either Dismore or Lokinen.
Jackson, by and large, is a more penetrating and post-up player. Shot off by Swaders, no good. Chased down by Jackson. Here comes the Flames and Rakowski. Left side, leaves it for Dismore to Jackson. Between the leg dribble on a drive. He hangs off the iron, no good. Rebound, Watson. Bakken will bring it up in an up-tempo game. Stutter step, tries to go by Rakowski. Hand check, Bakken up off the side of the glass, no good. There's a rebound by Swaders, active on the board. Gets the rebound and is fouled by Zachy Hill. That'll be Zachy Hill's first personal and also the first one on the Flames. Jason Swaders, the 6'2 junior from Clara City, Minnesota, will shoot 2 from the line. The first one rims around and drops. Swaders' second attempt is also good, and it's a 5-point Eagles lead, 10-5 with 16:30 remaining in the first half. Kenya Jackson leaves for Rakowski. Top of the key, he'll go right side to Jackson. He'll hold to Dismore at the top. A lot of perimeter gain by North Central so far. There's an entry pass into Jackson. It's blocked. Good block by John Anderson, but Jason Swaders gets him with the body, and that'll be Jason Swaders' second personal here in the early going, and Kenya Jackson will be shooting 2.
Troy, even though Kenya Jackson is 6'4", the Eagles, their tallest player, is 6'3", and it looks like they got some pretty good spring. They seem to go for and block that shot, no problem.
Both clubs are kind of small as height goes, but the Eagles, to their credit, are tenacious on the glass, and they play a little taller with their hustle and aggressiveness to the glass. We have the first substitution in for the Eagles is number 40, Tim Skelly. And here we replace Jason Swaders, who has to sit down with 2 personal fouls here in the first half. 3-point Eagle lead. Right side, Anderson. He holds. Left hand taken Lokinen. And double dribble. Good defense. He thought he could take Lokinen left side down the middle of the boulevard, but Lokinen got in front and created or caused the turnover. Lokinen. Rakowski, Dismore, Hill, and Jackson for the Flames. Rakowski bounce pass right side to Jackson. Stutter step, he'll put it up. Off the rim, had his foot on the 3-point line. Kenya Jackson has got the stroke early on here, Tony.
Jackson definitely has got his shot. He looks like he's setting and he's getting something sparked for the offense here for the Flames early in the first quarter.
In transition, Eagles, John Anderson with a couple nice pump fakes down low.
Beautiful
drop
pass.
lead for Dismore. Lokinen now trying to find something right side. Nothing there. Jackson to Dismore, right elbow. The shot's up and good. If Dismore hits his first shot, Tony, it's going to be a long night for whoever's guarding him.
It is, and the Eagles have got to guard Dismore. If they want to stop him doing the 3-pointers, they have got to stop him, or else he's going to be all over them.
Speaking of 3-pointers, there's Tim Skelly freshly into the game. He drains a long bomb for 3. Travis Rakowski quickly in transition.
Look at the style. Look at the style by Rakowski. A little bit of flair, but it added.
Up-tempo definitely early on here. There's Skelly, same spot. He spots up.
He comes off the bench and he hits 2 in a row.
From the very same spot, and Coach Engel.
Beautiful.
Coach Engel is irate. You can't just let your man spot up and drain a 3.
Somebody has got to guard Skelly.
There's Rakowski. Skip pass to Dismore. Puts the ball on the floor. Little 2-man game with Dismore and Jackson. Back out to Jackson. He wants going to Dismore, but good defense. Creates the passing angle. Dismore, little turnaround in the lane, off the iron, no good. Rebound, John Anderson for the Eagles. He leaves for Bakken. Bakken, lead pass to Skelly. Zachy Hill on him. Pulls up his dribble. Leaves it for Iggy. Iggy can't find him. Skelly gets loose. John Anderson from about 15, off the iron, too hard. Travis Rakowski clears the board. He's on the run. Leaves for Lokinen. To Jackson. That's double dribble.
Looked like Jackson for a minute wanted to take another 3-pointer.
He did and didn't get control of it, but happened to put it on the floor and then decided he wanted to go to the hole and had already used up his dribble. Another substitution for the Eagles. John Anderson will sit down, and in for Northwestern is number 50, Dan Roloffs, the 6'2 junior from Rock Valley, Iowa.
Also another addition for the Flames coming in, Ben DeBoeuf back into the game.
And he'll replace Zachy Hill. Bach, left side. He'll take Rakowski on the dribble. Drop lead for Eggy. Eggy. Shots up by Matt Watson.
Beautiful follow-up.
Stayed right with it.
Beautiful follow-up. Is that what they meant when I played ball when I was a kid there, Troy? The coach said follow your shot?
That's exactly what it is. Stay with it. Rakowski triggering the offense for the Flame, top of the key. Good denial defense by the Eagles. In the passing lanes, Dismore, left side, goes inside to Jackson. Little three-man game. Rakowski, Jackson, Dismore. Dismore for three.
There it is.
Rattles it home. A trifecta for Perry Dismore. He's been coming on of late. Saturday night against Pillsbury, Tony, he drilled 6 3-pointers en route to 37 points.
37 points. You're right. And if he keeps up this pace, we just might see 47.
Coach Joe Smith of the Eagles hopes not, but here's Balkan down the lane, off the iron, too hard. Battle for the board. Dismore and Balkan go. The ball's batted away, and it'll stay the Eagles' possession.
Troy, I think Coach Engel is glad that Perry Dismore is not leaving them this year, as the 3 seniors are.
Only a junior, and that's a good one to have come back. A young team the Flames are. 4 upperclassmen, the rest are freshmen. There's the lob pass, and it'll go off of Matt Watson's hands out of bounds, and North Central will take over on the turnover. Rakowski will trot it up. Crossover dribble, right side. Leaves for Jackson. He wants to go to Dismore, but the space isn't there. Bounce pass to Dismore. Drop to Jackson. He hangs, get the bucket, and goal.
Beautiful.
That's an NBA continuation. Draw the contact, feel the man on your hip, and go right to the goal for 2.
You know, Jackson just didn't pick up a basketball yesterday.
Coach Engel's been working with him this year, Tony, on the pump fake, and that was an instance there where he had the pump fake, got the defender up in the air, drew the contact, and as a result, he'll be on the line attempting the 3-point play. Jackson, nothing but net on the year. Jackson from the line is shooting 68%. It's a 1-point Eagles lead. Boken to Skelly. Skelly leaves it for Watson, rattles it in from 15, in and out. Jackson clears. Rakowski, right side. Leaves for Dismore, right side. He throws it back. There's going to be a turnover. Rakowski will chase it down. And a turnover by North Central will give the ball back to the Eagles. In the lineup again for the Eagles is John Anderson and Jason Swiders. Swiders with 2 personals. Northwestern 20, North Central 19, 11:50 remaining first half. Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis with you from Clark Danielson College Life Center at North Central Bible College. Boken between the legs, leaves for Swiders. Swiders top to Skelly, back to Boken. He'll rear up a 3 off the iron, no good.
A little short.
Long rebound. Anderson being hounded, double team, leaves it for Skelly on the back door. Goes
He found that opening. They seem to be passing the ball pretty good, but at least the Flames were putting on the defense.
No weak side help there, and as a result, Skelly lays it in for 2. Dismore, another turnover. Rakowski throwing the ball away early on. Here's Boken. Right side, wants to go lob. He does, cross court. Anderson off the iron, count the basket. And it looks like there'll be a foul on Bob Lokinen. They'll count the goal on the arm, so let's see. What
did they count the goal?
The basket is good, but the foul was after the shot, so Northwestern will retain possession under their own basket, leading by 5. 24-19. Anderson, reversal to Skelly, to Bakken in the corner. Jackson hounding him on the dribble. Skelly goes baseline and deflected out of bounds by Kenya Jackson. Eagles will have 38 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Skelly goes back to Boken. Boken to Skelly for 3 again. Same spot. There he is. Nothing but the bottom. That's 3 straight 3-pointers.
Skelly on the Eagles, I believe, is just like a Dismore on the Flames.
By Tim Skelly. He's getting off early. He had 13 in the first contest this year. He's got 9 already. To Booth, right side to Dismore. Hounding defense by John Anderson. Drop lead for Dismore off the glass.
Dismore right in there. Troy, we see Dismore playing right underneath the basket. He cannot only shoot 3-pointers. He can work it inside as well.
He's developed all facets of his game. As Jason Sweeters comes back for Northwestern Anson. Rakowski, 15-footer off the iron, no good. Ball tipped by Tim Skelly, and the Flames will retain possession.
Well, you see Dismore, he's got those long arms. Yeah, Dismore, Jackson, and Zachy Hill.
In for North Central, replacing Lokinen and DeBoof is Zachy Hill, and number 32, the freshman from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Eric Rodan. Rakowski for Hill. Drop step off the glass, the left-hander's no good. Battle for the board, Anderson up with it. Here comes Boken on the fly for the Eagles. Crossover dribble, knocked out of bounds on the Olay defense by Kenya Jackson.
On the fly for the Eagles.
Boken triggers it in, long pass to Skelly. Back to Boken. North Central playing a matchup zone defense. There's Skelly. Entry pass to Watson. Back up to the trigger man, Boken. Boken, left side, Anderson. $18 on the shot clock for Northwestern. Boken, lob to Watson off the iron. Nice alley-oop, nothing there, but there's Jason Sweeters. Tony, I hate to beat a dead horse, but Northwestern back in the 25th of January beat North Central by 11 by going to the boards and being tenacious on the glass, as they are now. Well, North Central calls timeout, so with the break in the action, with Northwestern 31, North Central 21, we'll be back to the Clark Danielson College Life Center. You're watching UMAC basketball on MTN.
No to you?
No.
Really? So we'll, okay, you got it.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis with you back here with you at North Central Bible College, where the Flames have fell behind the Eagles by 10 early on with 9:20 remaining in the first half, Tony.
That's one thing I don't think the Flames planned on doing as they came out here tonight. I know Coach Engel wanted to they wanted to press the Eagles' offense as best as they could. I know their defense has got to work a little better, but that's why they're down by 10 here. It's definitely early in the ball game. Anything can happen yet.
As Coach Engel stretched in the pregame, the 2 keys to shutting down Northwestern was keeping them off the offensive boards. They haven't done that. No. And limit North Central's turnovers, and they haven't done that. As a result, they're down by 10.
Sorry, Troy, if you saw the last shot, Rakowski, why is he taking a 3-pointer when they're down by 10 points?
That shot will always be there, Tony. They need to work the offense and find something a little more, an easier shot. Wear the defense down.
Right. They're moving the ball really good. All in all tonight, I think they've moved the ball around a little better than the Eagles have.
The only problem with that is Northwestern is playing in the passing lane, knocking passes down, deflecting. They got to take care of the ball. Lokinen back into North Central, replacing the freshman Eric Rodan. Rakowski, top of the key, playing catch with Lokinen on the left side. One dribble back to Lokinen, corner to Jackson. Jackson holds, pump fake, skip pass Rakowski. All perimeter thus far for North Central. There's Rakowski looking, weak side to Dismore. Rakowski, Lokinen for 3, and he nails the 3.
I think it was just a matter of finding the right opening.
Take your time, work the defense down, you'll get the shot. Lokinen hits his first hoop of the night, and it's a 3-pointer. A crushing screen by Sweeters in the lane. Watson picks up the loose ball. There's Bodden in the lane, reverse, nothing there. Dismore clears for the Flames. Here comes Rakowski, right side for the Flames. He'll stop, hang in the air. Jackson pulled up his dribble, skip pass, Not high enough. Anderson.
Risky pass.
2-on-1 with Bod. He keeps, fakes
Beautiful.
off the glass and good, and a beautiful drive by Bowden. Rakoski. It's an 11-point lead for the Eagles. Timeout for North Central. Did not help. There's Rakoski surveying the defense. Northwestern's in the man-to-man. Lokinen, right side, there's Dismore. Drop feed for Hill in the dribble.
Beautiful
Back
pass.
out to Lokinen from 15 off the iron, no good. Dismore at the rebound, back off the glass. He deposited for 2.
No problem for Perry. He's got those long arms.
Perry's always active on the boards.
Beautiful.
Tim Skelly dribbles right side. Zachy Hill hounding him there. John Anderson goes left side, take Lokinen to the hole. Pump fake, nothing there. Boken right side. Boken on the dribble with the pick from Sweeters. Skelly left side, off the iron. Dismore swats
beautiful.
it.
What was that about those
my.
long arms, Troy?
Oh my.
Should we nickname him the Flashwater tonight? Beautiful.
Tim Skelly goes down the left side baseline, and Perry Dismore says, not in my neighborhood. Bakken, iron off the iron, no good. Jackson keeps alive. Bakken picks up the loose ball and draws the foul on Rakowski on the shot attempt.
Talk about a wingspan.
There it is again. The Eagles active on the offensive glass. North Central cannot secure a defensive rebound. They just keep it alive, and there's the Eagles active, picks it up. And Todd Boken will shoot 2. First one, nothing but the bottom.
With that last foul, Troy, it looks like Boken is really fired up for this game.
Well, Travis Rakowski worked on him down at Northwestern. It was a good matchup. They both had 2 points, but defensively they want to add each other. I think they both want to turn their game up another notch here offensively for their respective clubs. Jackson clears the board. Rakowski on the dribble right side. He picks up his dribble, leaves it for Dismore. Back to Rakowski, 4-3. It's too hard, off the iron. Rebound, Northwestern and Jeff Egge. Here's Boken on the run again. Strop, leave, picked off by Rakowski. It's a 2-on-3. He leaves for Lokinen. Right side to Jackson. Beautiful leave off the glass.
How
and
they
good.
work the ball. They work the ball beautifully inside.
Beautiful passing on the break. And the Flames in transition cut the lead to single digits at 36-28.
Troy, moving the ball like that is definitely going to get the Flames. It's not like they're not in this ball game. They're only down by 8 points.
There's a steal by
There we go.
Rakowski. Rakowski on
Showtime.
Boken. He hangs off the glass. Count it. Oh my. Watkins complaining that he didn't hit anything, but Rakowski used his body well. He hung, drawled the contact off the glass, scored the goal, and Rakowski will go to the line.
Rakowski was definitely a man with a mission when he had that ball, Troy.
He made the steal, and you can see it in his eyes. He was going coast to coast. Well, timeout Northwestern. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's Northwestern 36, North Central 30. You're watching UMAC basketball on the Minneapolis Television Network. Try like if I'm calling the play, not to yell over me. I'll give you a chance to say something.
Okay, it's just for Eric, it's Rodden, not Rodan.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis back with you here from North Central Bible College, where the Flames have put on a mini spurt in the last 3 minutes to cut the lead to 6. Travis Rakowski will be on the line, attempting to complete the three-point play and pull the Flames to within 5.
Important point here for North Central.
Free throw off the iron, no good, and cleared for Northwestern by Jason Sweeters. John Anderson, who's in the lineup for Boken, who picked up his second personal in the last sequence. He'll trigger it for the Eagles. Looks weak side. He wanted to go skip through the lane to Matt Watson, but it went off his hands and over to North Central.
Troy, the Flames have got to take advantage of every miscue that the Eagles make thus far right now. Only down by 6. they can easily take the lead in another minute or so.
Well, turnovers are key in a game like this. High intensity on defense. There's a kick by John Anderson, and North Central will get a fresh shot clock. And the officials making sure of that. Mitch Zolinsky, our lead official here this evening. Travis Kowski skips cross court to Bob Lokinen. Entry pass, a bounce pass, tipped away by Sweeters. Recovered by Lokinen to Dismore, and he drains the 12-footer from the baseline.
Dismore being the leading scorer so far. Don't you think that's what Coach Engel looked at tonight, Troy?
Well, give Bob Lokinen and the rest of the Flames credit to going to their strength. Perry Dismore, Kenya Jackson on the offensive end. Here's that matchup zone for North Central. Hounding pressure on the ball.
Looked like Skelly wanted to shoot the three-pointer, but a little D there by the Flames.
Sweeter on the 10-foot turnaround from the baseline. Makes it a 6-point lead for Northwestern. Here's Rakowski. Right side to Lokinen. He dribbles. Dismore picks up his dribble, skip pass to Rakowski. Good ball movement by the Flames. Wearing the defense down. Lokinen with the penetration. Kick to Rakowski. Here's Dismore. Always dangerous from three-point territory. Lokinen holds to Dismore. Beautiful pass. Nice hang time by Perry Dismore. And another deuce for Dismore.
Every player is using every player. That's what it's all about.
Beautiful ball
Teamwork.
movement by the Flames the last three sequences. Wear the defense down. Dismore pins his man and gets the easy bucket.
Moving the ball, and that's why they're only within 4.
Northwestern's Jeff Agee puts the ball on the floor and tries to drive past Travis Rakowski, but Rakowski gets a piece of his wrist to pick up his second personal. North Central's 4th team foul in the half. It'll be Northwestern's ball, triggered from their own baseline. Sweeters reversing it to Agee. Back to Skelly, pump fake, tries to go around Jackson, clear out, nothing called. There's Skelly. Top of the key, pound dribble, he rears up, off the iron, no good. There's John Anderson with the board, off the glass, Perry Dismore clears. Rakowski, left side to Lokinen. He's left all alone. He'll take it to the goal. He'll hang off the iron, no good. Rebound, Northwestern and Jeff Agee.
They have the opportunity right there, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty more.
Good fast break by Northwestern. John Anderson, he holds. Skelly. Into Watson, off. Nice, beautiful post move. Drop step to the middle of the lane. And Matt Watson hits his second goal of the evening.
It was elementary, my dear Watson.
It sure was. Here's Lokinen for 3, and he hits it.
Beautiful.
Lokinen drains the 3 to pull the Flames 2 within 3. Anderson, far corner to Skelly. To Agee, to Skelly on the top. The Eagles have slowed down the tempo since Todd Boken has taken a seat for the Eagles. Skelly, top of the key. He'll go right side, baseline to John Anderson. Back to Skelly. Good ball pressure by Travis Rakowski with 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Here's Skelly, weak side for 3. Rattles in and out, and DeBoof clears for the Flames. Jackson, right side, stutter step, spin. He hangs, leaves for Lokinen.
Here we
Good
go. We're
ball
looking at a
movement.
tie.
4 for 3, off the iron, and over the backboard, out of bounds. Turnover to Northwestern.
Flames looking at tying it up.
Exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first half here from North Central. There's the half-court pressure. Oh, but
Wide
Snyder's
open.
wide open.
Wide open.
What happened, Tony, was they double-teamed the ball up top and nobody rotated under to pick up the loose man.
That's exactly what it cost him right there.
Travis Rakowski trying to penetrate, make something happen, and an aired pass goes off of Perry Dismore's hand, and yet another turnover to the Flames. North Central gets to within 3 and then turns it right over to Northwestern.
Rakowski turned around and looked a little bit in disgust like he thought Perry should have had that.
That's Rakowski's 5th turnover. There's a nice seal in the passing lane by DeBoof and Dismore to create the turnover. Rakowski, right side, crossover dribble, penetration, lead for Lokinen, and he rears up for 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Battle by DeBoof, the tip, no good. Battle on the board, finally cleared by Skelly. Skelly to Agee, he'll slow it up.
Eagles
Scale.
definitely not wanting to give up this lead before the first half, Troy. They're going to do everything in their power that they possibly can to take the lead.
The lead is a 5-point lead with 1 minute remaining in the first half. Here's Skelly. They'll be delivered. They've got 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Anderson to Skelly, top of the key. Travis Kowski applying pressure at the top. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Eagles. Here's Eggy, 4-3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Lokinen. We're under a minute to go here in the first half.
I wonder if they're going to be looking at the three or they're just going to be wanting to get on the board right here, Troy.
Well, 4-second differential shot clock, game clock. And Rakowski trying to penetrate and throw it away. Again, another turnover, trying to create something. And Coach Engel he's in disarray, trying to understand why they're forcing things to happen. Wanted to work one shot, and as a result, Northwestern will be able to work down the game clock. It's at 30.
Eagles are definitely taking advantage of the Flames' miscues at this time. Something the Flames cannot afford to do with only 22 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Skelly up top triggers it, being hounded by Lokinen to Eggy. 15 on the game clock. Skelly, far side. On the dribble, there's Anderson. He wants to go to the baseline to Eggy, but it's shut off. There's Watson. Skip pass to Eggy. 4 seconds. Oh, a hanger in the air.
Beautiful.
Off the iron and good.
Right there.
A beautiful move by Jeff Eggy for Northwestern. As the first half comes to a close, he drew the contact, hangs in the air, and it gives Northwestern a 7-point lead over North Central. So at the half, it's Northwestern Eagles 44 and the North Central Flames 37. You're watching UMAC basketball on the Minneapolis Television Network. All right.
Let's get our three-point contest underway. If you have one of the 4 programs that were signed tonight, sorry.
Because some of the announcing is almost like it's for radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I need to shut up if you.
just let the visual do it. That might be easier on you. Okay.
You take it. You
Yep.
take it. Don't say Tony Dennis. Yes.
Heckle.
You close it too.
Tony Dennis here, back at you on MTN here with Troy Pearson. Going to go over some of the halftime stats. Okay. Not. Tony Dennis here coming to you again here from MTN along here with Troy Pearson. Going to go over some of the halftime stats. For the Flames, leading scorer, no doubt, is Perry Dismore with 15, followed by Kenya Jackson with 12, Bob Lokinen with 6 with 2 3-pointers, and Travis Rakowski with 4. Here with the Northwestern Eagles, the top scorer is Jason Schwitters with 16, followed by Tim Skelly with 11, and a majority of those were 3-pointers, with Matt Watson and John Anderson tied with 6 apiece, Todd Boken with 3, and Jeff Agee with 2. And this is Tony Dennis once again here with Troy Pearson, and we'll be back with the rest of the ball game right after this.
Could we please have all the people standing around, please take a seat? So we start the second half of tonight's game.
You taught me.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis back with you from North Central Bible College and the Clark Danielson College Life Center. We're ready for the second half of action in tonight's UMAC matchup between the Flames and the Eagles. As we get underway, the Flames trail the Eagles by 7 at 44-37. Start the second half, the Eagles will have possession. Tim Skelly, hounded by Travis Rakowski, right side, leaves for Sweeters to Anderson at the top of the key. Bounce pass tipped away by Dismore. The out of bounds to Northwestern.
Troy, what do you think the Flames are going to have to do to change a little bit to come back up on top here in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to have to pick up their defensive intensity, get their hands in a passing lane, contest some passes just like that, make it difficult for Northwestern to get a good crack at the basket, just like Northwestern did to North Central in the first half. There's Rakowski running the point for North Central to DeBoof. Jackson, top of the key for three. Boom, he's got it. A three-pointer to pull the Flames within 4.
Looks like the Jackson in the first half towards the beginning of the ball game.
John Anderson down the boulevard. Watson draws the contact from Kenya Jackson on his backside. And Jackson will draw his first personal of the game. Tim Skelly triggers it in for Northwestern.
Troy, I still think that the Eagles are,
picked off by Jackson. Here's a 3-on-2 break to Jackson. The lay-in from Rakowski.
Beautiful.
Good.
Troy, as I was saying, I still think the Eagles are going to be looking at Jason Schwitters, who had 16 points in the first half, as being one of their key scorers, no doubt, here in the second half.
Well, that'll be key for the Flames to shut Jason Schwitters down. Beautiful 3-on-2 break by Rakowski and Jackson to pull the Flames within 2. There's a steal by Rakowski.
Showtime here.
He's in the open floor to laying off the glass and good, and it's all knotted up at 44. Coach Engel got his Flames to pick up the defensive intensity here to start the second half, and it's shown that they've cut away at that 7-point lead to tie it up at 44. Matt Watson blocked by Dismore, cleared by Dismore, and then kicked out of bounds by Dismore.
He's not only got those long arms, he's got those long legs too.
Size 12's gotten away on that one.
First tie of the night, I believe, Troy.
That is correct. Here's trapping defense by North Central. They stay in their matchup zone. Shot up by Watson. Cleared by Watson. Shot by Eggy. There's Kelly. Picks up his dribble, goes right side to Eggy, back to Watson. Northwestern forced to play the perimeter offense with the matchup zone from the Flames.
You can definitely tell this is the second half.
2 separate ball games. Got a long way to go with 17 minutes left. Watson shot, no good. Cleared by Jackson. He'll trot it up across the timeline, left side. Pulls up from 3. Short off the iron. Chased down by Dismore. He'll trigger it out to Rakowski, and he'll set the offense for the Flames. DeBoof on the dribble, right side. He pulls up off the glass a little hard. And we've got a whistle in the action on Kenya Jackson being active to the board. Got John Anderson on the backside and rode him out of bounds. So Jackson will pick up his second personal.
Troy, that last shot that DeBoof attempted, I was surprised to see him shoot it. I know he was close, but I thought he was going to pass it to Lokinen, who was wide open.
Oh, beautiful defense by Rakowski.
Nice.
Jackson saves it back to Rakowski.
Beautiful.
And the Flames have their first lead of the night at 46-44. The intensity on defense is picked up. There's a penetration, drop, leave, nothing there, and Zachy Hill is going to be cited for the blocking foul.
Troy, I think that pass by Agee did surprise Anderson. I don't think Anderson saw it coming.
Well, when you're that close on a penetration, you've got to have a little touch on it, and that one had a lot of zip. Northwestern triggers in. John Anderson. Leave.
Right
inside
there, inside.
Swiders.
He got by Zachy Hill's wingspan.
Got loose in the lane to pick up his 18th. We're tied again at 46. Rakowski holds the ball, goes to Jackson right side. Good down screen, good defense by Northwestern. There's the lead. Dismore for three from Jackson off the iron. Lokinen and Zachy Hill battle for it, and Hill chases it down. Loses the ball, but the ball is off of Northwestern and Matt Watson. (46-46), 16 minutes remaining, second half. Jackson pump fake, spin, leaves for Rakowski.
Rakowski always calling the plays, trying to get something going, setting up the offense.
Back screen, Jackson, nothing there as Northwestern is in a 2-3 zone.
Costly pass.
Lokinen tried to go cross court with the bounce pass, but John Anderson, as Northwestern's been doing all night, active in the passing lane, picks it off. And Rakowski with a good open court foul, his third. And Northwestern will have possession. Watson left side to John Anderson. Lokinen on him. Skelly missed Watson cutting back door. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Anderson from 15.
Beautiful.
Good. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Worked the Flames down and got the open 12 to 15 footer. Rakowski crossover dribble, left side. Bounce pass leaves it for Dismore. In the post to Jackson.
Now, is it that the Flames just aren't guarding the ball close enough, or is it that the Eagles are playing a little better defense?
Well, I think it's the Eagles picking up the pressure defense as Dismore can't connect on the chipper, and the Eagles clear. Eggy going baseline out to screen from Schweitzer. Schweitzer laid a nice screen on Kenya Jackson. No communication between the Flames. And Eggy lays it in. Skip past the Lokinen. They put the rock on the floor and leave it for Jackson. Pulls up, 18-footer, off the iron, good.
Beautiful. Troy, I'm surprised we didn't see more points by Jeff Eggy. Only 2 points in the first half. He is their leading scorer with 16.5 points per game. I'm surprised we didn't see more points by him
well,
in the first half.
contest over at Northwestern, the Flames held Jeff Iggy to only 6. So the Flames know how to defend Iggy as he works hard inside.
It's like one of the key players for the Eagles tonight has been Schwitters. And now look at Anderson coming alive. He only had 6 points in the first half, and he already has...
That's 6 to equal
that's
his
6 right there.
Double his point total of 12. And up Northwestern's lead to 4. Dismore. North Central trying to get a little action, little screen away. There's the lob for Zachy. The left hand, he lays it up. Too soft off the iron, stays with it off the glass. Too hard. Jackson battling, keeps it alive, but Watson clears. Zachy Hill with that soft touch from the left hand, couldn't get it to roll. Eggy back and Jackson down. There's Eggy in the lane. He hangs, draws the contact from Zachy Hill.
Troy, you notice that they are feeding the ball a little bit more to John Anderson rather than Tim Skelly. At least I've noticed the difference here a little bit here in the second half.
Well, you sense who's hot. First half it was Skelly draining the threes. This half it's Anderson hitting the 12-foot jumpers. I am surprised we have not seen Todd Boken for the Eagles. He kept the tempo at an up scale for the Eagles and kept basically control of the game for Northwestern. The slow down tempo is probably a little in favor of North Central.
The pace that the game's going right now, I would have to say that it's really going to go down to the wire. We're going to see every point being a crucial one, especially here in the second half.
Travis Rakowski splits the defenders and draws the blocking foul from Tim Skelly. That's his first. Rakowski got away with another seemingly apparent pass right there. Murkowski directing traffic. Northwestern in the 2-3 zone defense. Pressuring the ball.
They can just hit Dismore right there. Oh!
2 men on him. Swaders had that read all the way. Murkowski telegraphed it. Here comes the Eagles. Skelly. Drop lead for Swaders. Too hard off the iron. Jackson clears. Jackson on the run. Stutter step, pulls up from 17.
Oh,
short.
that looked like it was going in.
Zachy Hill, active on the glass with
Oh.
the left hand. He lays it back in to pull the Flames within 3 with 12 remaining. Got officials timeout to clear some
Excited fans.
excited fans from the playing field. Northwestern will trigger the ball in. Ben DeBoof pressuring the inbounds. Lost
There
his
we
man,
go,
John
Anderson. Oh!
John Anderson.
Drains the 3 again.
He's on fire, 4 for 4 this half. He has 14 in the contest. Murkowski right side. Takes the ball to the corner, wanted to go inside to Dismore, but double team. Zachy Hill, there's a left hand off the glass, no good. Dismore hanging in the air.
You can't go wrong with Zachy Hill and Perry Dismore.
2 long-armed, leaping, active players. And the Flames trail by 3. Watson, far side to Skelly, the reversal to Eggy. Spin dribble, there's Jackson. Down the boulevard, he langs, gets his own board off the iron. He's blocked by Zachy Hill. Goes up again, another block by Hill. Here comes the Booth on the run. He's got a one-on-one, out of control. Offensive player control foul on Ben DeBoof.
He was determined to get there one way or the other.
You get the big man rumbling down the court. It's like a big locomotion. You can't get it stopped once it's rolling.
Here we go.
Lokinen will replace DeBoof.
As they call him here at North Central, the Boofer.
In for the Eagles is the little scatterbug, Todd Boken. Should see the tempo pick up here in a hurry for the Eagles. There he is. Near side, off the iron of the 3. He's cold. Jackson up high to clear the board.
That ball was all his.
Dismore, the trailer, thought about it. 3. Murkowski pulled up his dribble, being hounded by Bakken. Here comes Zachy. Beautiful drop step off the glass.
You don't, one way, by what I've just noticed by, well, look at this.
Transition
Didn't
basketball.
even see the ball coming down. Zachy Hill's going down the court. He had his back turned.
That's where the guard's got to see that the big man can't get back and pick up an open man.
I mean, you don't have eyes in the back of your head, but you need to be looking for the ball.
Todd Bakken, beautiful point guard sense. Saw the open man, and North Central's going to get a timeout. So with 10-10 remaining in the ball game, it's Northwestern 57, North Central 54. You're watching UMAC basketball on the Minneapolis Television Network.
District tournament on February 28th and 29th. We want to wish them good luck. Coach Eagle and the Flames want to thank you for your fine support over the 1991-92 season.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis with you here courtside at North Central Bible College. Tonight's final UMAC matchup between the Northwestern Eagles and the North Central Flames.
Wouldn't it great be seeing a Laker game at courtside like this?
Well, we got the purple and gold of Northwestern.
There we go.
So close your eyes and let the magic settle in.
Oh, boy.
It'll be the Flames ball. It'll be the Flames ball triggering it in. Travis Rakowski running the point. Flames trail by 3. Into the game for the Flames is the sophomore, number 52, Kevin Forehand, and he gets called for the moving screen. So right away, right away, forehands into the book. Although it's on the minus side for the Flames. A little foul comparison here, Tony. North Central has been cited for 7 personal fouls this half, which puts the Eagles in the 1-1. Meanwhile, Northwestern's been called only once. So a little drama maybe to be played out here from the free throw line as the second half progresses. Skelly's shot is off the iron, no good, but active on the board is Dan Roloffs, and he keeps it alive. Here's Skelly. He stops, he pops from 3, he's got it.
Just like the first half, a man with a mission.
Picks off where he left off. Picked up where he left off.
There we
That's
go.
his 4th 3 of the game. Jackson trying to create something. And here's Northwestern's defense swarming.
The Flames cannot let that ball get away from them like it just did.
They're turning it over like it's nothing. It's a precious commodity, as does Todd Boken. He turns it over.
The Flames know that they need to regain the lead here as they're down by 6.
Patience will be the key. Jackson right side. Kevin forehand, and Dan Roloffs on a push-off, and Roloff is cited with his first personal of the game.
But if I was to lay any money on it, one-on-one, I'd give the edge to forehand. They call him the train here.
Dismore in for forehand. Good ball reversal by the Flames. Rakoski penetrates. He's left alone in the lane. He stops, pops, can't get it to go. Skelly clears for the Eagles. Transition basketball. Here's Roloff. He hangs off the glass too much. Cleared by Dismore.
Coach Smith arguing over something there, Troy.
Well, he thought there was contact. Here's Dismore, a rainbow 3 off the iron, no good. A little too quick trigger action by Dismore, and here comes Balkan. He stops, 15-footer, stops, pops, and drains.
Beautiful. For a minute, I thought he might go to Skelly, who was open for the 3, but he took it himself and got the 2.
That boosts the Eagles' lead to 8 at 62-54. Here comes the defense. Balkan checks in for the Eagles, and the tempo is picked up. Jackson to Rakoski, penetrates, hands
Beautiful.
off the glass.
What an opening. Rakoski.
Rakoski likes to penetrate.
He is a spark plug.
But here's the Eagles back on transition. Active on the board is Zachy Hill and Dan Roloff. And they're going to give it to Zachy Hill. Award the hustle. Zachy Hill coming into the contest tonight for North Central. In 6 games he's played since coming in at the semester break, is averaging 4 points and 4 boards a game.
Beautiful bounce pass by Rakoski to Dismore.
Dismore and Rakoski are roommates, and they play well together. They sense each other's presence on the court as well. In for Northwestern are Anderson and Watson. They'll replace Balkan and Roloffs.
Matt Watson, number 30, John Anderson.
The junior sensation for the Flames will be at the line shooting a pair. The first one rolls around and drops. Dismore on the season is shooting 82% from the line.
If you're a coach, you've got to love to have someone like Dismore on your team.
He's a coach's player.
Fine player.
There'll be a lane violation called on number 20 for the Flames, Kenya Jackson, so that'll negate the free throw by Dismore. Lead remains at 5 for Northwestern. Watson at the top. He goes to Swaders. He leaves it. Nice save by Watson.
Oh.
Great hustle by Northwestern. There's Watson on the flash to the strong side.
Troy, they're definitely trying to add to that 5-point lead.
But North Central's active defense has turned them out a notch. Everything's a perimeter game for Northwestern. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Skelly, rocker, nice defense.
Like old Dismore.
Great defense by Rakoski, and Dismore's there to recover. Here's Dismore for 3 from the top. Bill Lambert, nothing there.
Whoa!
A steal by Rakoski. To Jackson.
That adds a little bit.
Baseline behind his back. He hangs, draws the contact. It's Reagan and Woolley here at the Clark Danielson College Life Center.
Are we at the Forum?
My. Kenya Jackson draws the contact as he hangs in the air. The foul will be on John Anderson, his first of the contest. Kenya will be at the line shooting a pair. He's a 68% free throw shooter on the year. First attempt is
there we
up.
go.
And nothing but the bottom of the net.
Just like the game last year, I remember here against these two teams, Troy. It came down to every point, and it was the free throws that were turning out to be the key turnarounds as far as the turnover and the score.
Well, North Central hasn't been faring well shooting as a team, 69% from the line, while Northwestern's shooting 71. We'll keep that in mind as we go down the stretch. Swarming defense by North Central. Skelly with it to Watson at the top. He holds, dribble to draw the defense. Here's Anderson. Rocker step, 15-footer from the elbow, good. With the defensive Bobby Lokinen hanging in his face. Back up to a 5-point lead by Northwestern. Rakowski, crossover dribble in the lane, and he draws the foul from Northwestern's Jason Swiders. Rakowski trying to penetrate, make something happen here for North Central.
Rakowski's always trying to make something happen for North Central. Excellent key little point guard to have on the team.
Indeed. That's Jason Swiders' third personal of the contest, as DeBoof will replace Lokinen in the Flames lineup. We'll set it for you. It's Rakowski, DeBoof, Jackson, Hill, Dismore. Swiders, Eggy, Watson,
Beautiful
Skelly,
fake.
and Anderson for North Central. Skelly clears on the Rakowski miss.
Skelly's claiming that one.
Beautiful entry pass to Swiders. Good defense in the post there by Zachy Hill. Working that right side. Skip down the lane. Pump fake by Anderson off the iron. No good. There's a tip by Watson. Gets his own board. Reverse it.
Oh! How did he get that through?
A nice backdoor layup by Watson.
Oh, holy Toledo. Whoa.
Well, the tempo's definitely and the momentum in Northwestern's favor.
You're not kidding.
And as a result, Coach Engel and his Flames call a timeout. And we'll do the same. You're watching UMAC basketball on MTN. Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Bob. Franklin, Bob.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis back with you for the remaining 5 minutes and 34 seconds of this contest between the Northwestern College Eagles and the North Central Bible College Flames. Travis Rakowski will inbound the ball for the Flames to Kenya Jackson.
Seems like 7 points is a little bit of a spread there, but I don't think it's anything in this game because it's going either way.
There's been a number of runs by both clubs. Look at the defensive pressure by
Beautiful.
Northwestern. Drop lead for Jackson
Oh!
off the glass and good.
Now, if that doesn't add a little spark in the offense, no pun intended, I don't know what is.
Being active for the loose ball, Perry Dismore finds Kenya Jackson, and the lead is back to 5 for Northwestern. Coach Engel got in his players' faces, and you see the defensive pressure turned up by North Central. The foul and a reach in there by number 10, the senior Travis Rakowski. That's his second personal. Rakowski on the year is a leader in so many categories, emotional as well as just stabilizing the club. averaging 10 points a contest. Skelly will be at the line for the Eagles, attempting 1 plus the penalty. First one is good. Skelly on the year. An 80% free throw shooter from the line, and he connects on both there. And once again, it's a 7-point Eagle lead. Rakowski pulling up his dribble awfully high. There's the lob to Dismore. He goes up and gets it, pulls back, gets the roll, nothing there. Zachy Hill on the board.
There he goes.
He creates, throws it up, nothing there, and he'll get called for going over the top.
Oh.
We'll give Zachy credit for trying to make something happen on the offensive glass for the Flames.
Exactly. Zachy Hill was determined to come down with the ball, and unfortunately got the call on him.
It's one of those hustle falls, probably not the smartest, but Coach Engel will never complain about hustling on the offensive glass. That was Zachy Hill's 4th personal.
You notice that DeBoof comes in. He's coming in for Lokinen, and he's also coming in for Zachy Hill.
Well, sometimes they like to play him in either the 3 or 4 spot. Sometimes the off guard, small forward. As 80% shooter Skelly misses from the line. Rakowski picks up his dribble. Nobody coming with.
Beautiful pass to Jackson. Oh.
Rakowski gets deep and then lays it up for either Jackson or Dismore.
Oh, it's almost like the point was made before it was shot.
The Flames into a man-to-man defense now. There's Eggy.
Oh!
He gets free on the left side. The shot's up. No good. And oh, what a
Beautiful follow-up.
Oh, my. Jason Swiders goes up high for the rebound and the tip-in.
Schwitter said, "This is all mine."
Hang time extraordinaire by Jason Swiders. Flames seem to be in a little bit of disarray. Rockers up Jackson. Pump fake, nothing there. Leaves for Dismore. Lob to Jackson. He goes up and gets it. Hangs from 10. Can't get the roll. There's Dismore and DeBoof. DeBoof picks up and deposits the loose change.
The boofer.
Stay active on the offensive glass and good things will happen. Here's Boken to Eggy. He goes right side. Oh! My.
The fly swatter.
Listen to the crowd as young Perry Dismore gets his 2nd block.
You know, we're not at Northwestern.
Boy, he just swatted that thing.
My goodness.
Good help side defense.
Fly swatter Dismore.
Skelly at the top. North Central back into that matchup zone defense. There's the lead, baseline drive. Another block by Dismore. Picked up by Skelly.
Right there.
Dismore with the rebound, and Skelly
Skelly
got called for the foul going after the rebound.
I think the crowd can be one of the key factors in a ball game.
A 6th man.
There we go.
I know it was that way at Northwestern back in January when the Eagles beat the Flames 75-64 at a packed field house over at Northwestern. Rakowski draws the contact from Bakken, and he's crying about the foul. Toying with a technical.
He's still trying to reason.
That's his 3rd personal, Boken's.
You might be able to buy a little sympathy from a ref, but that's about all you'll get.
Most often it'll just be count strikes against you. And he'll be replaced by John Anderson as that foul by Boken, his 3rd, puts the Flames in the penalty. Rakowski's first attempt is good. Pulls the Flames to within 2 buckets with 3:09 remaining. 70-66 Northwestern. Honeycombs in and out for Rakowski, and Watson clears for the Eagles. Kenya Jackson, full court man-to-man pressure. Oh, wide open is Jason Swiders. He left it too short. John Anderson active on the glass. Strop. Oh, a nice feed, but Jason Swiders is on the line. Big break for North Central. A 4-point lead, under 3 minutes remaining. It's going to go down to the wire here at the Clark Danielson College Life Center. Rakowski penetrates. He hangs the booth. traveling. He had the open 8-footer and he tried to take it down the side of the lane. And there was nothing there, and the turnover gives it back to Northwestern. North Central will call timeout. So with 2:43 remaining in the contest, it's Northwestern 70, North Central 66. We'll be back on MTN right after this.
Hey, Bob, Franklin. Franklin. Bob.
Get a couple pictures of it, would you? You get a couple pictures from the floor? Yeah. Yeah. Just wait for the light to come on when you press the button, and then you got to manually advance it. Press it, advance it, and wait for the light. It's ready to go right now. Just a couple.
Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis back with you on the campus of North Central Bible College, where we're settling in for an exciting 2 minutes and 43 seconds of this Upper Midwest Athletic Conference matchup between the Northwestern College Eagles and the North Central Bible College Flames. Northwestern will be triggering the ball in from under North Central's lineup, and there seems to be a little discrepancy. And we're underway, we're ready for action. Zachy Hill into the Flames lineup, no doubt, to create some activity on the offensive glass. And beautiful full court pressure defense by the Flames to create Northwestern, to cause them to call a timeout. So we've still got 2:43 remaining, Tony, and a 4-point lead for the Eagles. And during the break here, let's look at some of the options that Northwestern's going to be looking at least from the free throw line. Of their starters, a pretty good free throw shooting team, led by Jason Swiders with 81% from the line, and the other 5 starters are 70% or above. Flames, on the other hand, not as good from the line. Jackson 65%, Rakoski 75, Lokinen 74, Dismore 82, and Booth 60% from the line. So if it goes down to the free throws, the edge probably has to be given to Northwestern.
I think we've definitely seen some.
There's a pressure defense by North Central. Northwestern gets it in. It's Kenya Jackson hounding Jeff Egge. Egge clears off at Jackson and no call. There's John Anderson alone in the lane. He stops, and a little twine time for John Anderson. He is red hot here in the second half. Rakoski for Jackson. There's Dismore, top of the key for 3. Rattles in and out. No, there's Zachy Hill on the boards. He loses control. It's on the floor. Lokinen up with it to Hill. And Rakoski will set it with a new shot clock for North Central.
Troy, with only down by 6, the Flames definitely know what they have to do. Under 2 minutes left.
Jackson takes an inerrant 3, and on the battle for the rebound, North Central foul will be called on Kenya Jackson. That'll be his 3rd, and that'll put Matt Watson, on the line. Matt Watson, one of the lowest shooting percentage for the Eagles from the line, shooting 59%. And that one rims out. 72-66, Northwestern. Oh! Zachy Hill climbs the ladder to get the board for North Central.
That was a Mount Everest jump.
Takes the screen, does Rakoski from Hill. There's hounded, he picked up his dribble. Rakoski, pump fake, goes baseline, he stops, hangs short, off the iron. Battle for the board, here's Lokinen. To Dismore, 4-3. Off the iron, no good. Zachy Hill again climbs the ladder. Little jump hook off the iron, no good. Egge clears the board. And they'll have a reach-in foul called on Travis Rakoski. North Central going to the board, just can't get the hoop to fall, and that'll be
But
Rakoski's 5th personal
Rakoski's
foul.
5th. And
Ben DeBoof will replace Rakoski, who had a rough night.
Rakoski fouling out at his last home game as a North Central Flame.
Created a lot of things for the Flames tonight. Had a few turnovers. He's over on the sideline cheering his team on as Eggy hits one of the free throws. He'll have 2. So 1 remaining when we return to UMAC basketball on the Minneapolis Television Network. Man, they're letting it slip away. I mean, they never had it, but
Why is everything being run for Jackson and Dismore to get the ball outside and shoot a 3 and then they have no rebound?
because they haven't got anything inside.
Well,
I know. They need to be pounding it in.
Go to the line and score with the clock stop.
In the last game at Northwestern, North Central scored 65 points. Troy Pearson, Tony Dennis with you back live from North Central Bible College. Tony, 1:22 remaining, and North Central trails Northwestern by 7.
Troy, I definitely know that without a doubt, each coach just gets through meeting with their teams. They have got to talk strategy. I think we're going to see key defense and key offense, especially with only 1:22 seconds. The Flames are down by 7 points. They know what they have to do, and we have definitely got to see some better offense sparked here by the Flames here with just a short few 1:22 seconds left in the game here.
Big miss for North Central by Jeff Iggy. Dismore clears to Jackson. He's on the fly. Stutter step, he hangs in the lane, draws a contact, can't get it to go. Kenya Jackson attacks the glass quickly to get something going for North Central. 7 seconds has elapsed, and Jackson will be at the line shooting 1 plus the penalty. Beautiful rotation by Jackson as he connects on the first free throw.
Every point crucial.
Jackson over his average.
Here we go.
Of 23 a game. And North Central that is, are within 5. Todd Boken crosses the timeline. Spin dribble on Lokinen. Man-to-man defense.
Flames need the good defense, but no fouls. They cannot afford fouls.
Kenya Jackson in the passing lane, active hands, knocks it out of bounds. 1:02 remaining in the game. North Central's got to make an active attempt for the ball. Start looking at making some fouls here. 50 seconds remaining in the contest. Lokinen ties up Boken near the timeline. Things stay the way they are with a 73-68 lead by the Eagles. The Flames will drop to 9-17 overall, 4-7 in the conference, while the Eagles will go to 8-4 in UMAC play and 10-16 overall. Boken missing the free throw down the stretch.
That was a big point.
Boken, a 74% free throw shooter on the year.
That was crucial right there.
Big free throw.
6 points, a couple three-pointers would do it.
Jackson trying to create by himself. Zachy Hill with the rebound. Can't get the call in the contact, and Anderson clears. Zachy Hill doing a yeoman's job on the glass this evening, but not getting any calls on the follow-up. Kenya Jackson gets called for the reach-in foul there. That's his 4th, but that's academic at this point with 38.6 seconds remaining in the contest. John Anderson at the line shooting 2. A 78% free throw shooter on the year. First one is good.
What strategy does a team have when they're behind with this little left on the ball game?
Well, you could have a couple of options with shooting the threes, which North Central chose to do, or pound the ball inside and hope to go to the line. They chose to get the threes, and it hasn't panned out for them. Kenya Jackson, rocker step, three off the backyard, no good. Active on the board. There's Jackson. He fouls it up. He pulls up from 18 short and cleared by Eggy. Eggy's on the run. He's got Boken weak side. Boken lays it in, and that's going to about do it.
That about clinched it right there.
Beautiful look by Eggy. Boken streaking down the right side. Zachy Hill on the glass, can't get the goal, stays with it and gets the bucket to roll. And basket will count, and North Central calls the timeout with 5.7 seconds remaining. Seemingly academic at this point with just under 6 seconds remaining. It's an 8-point advantage Northwestern at 78-70.
Troy, in all my life watching basketball, and I know yours too, I don't think a team has ever come back 8 points in 5.7 seconds.
Well, the Flames are going to have to, again, apply that full court pressure defense and hope to create a turnover without any seconds or time elapsing. If they do, they need to foul quickly before the ball is actually put into play and any time can go off the clock. Come down, get the rebound, and I think North Central settled for some three-point attempts a little too soon in this contest. Instead of working around, getting it inside, make the defense work, they settled for some threes. But then again, if some of those three-pointers fall, it's a whole different story.
It's the chances you take. That's the chances you take.
And that's why basketball is such a great contest.
That's right.
We're back to action. Tim Skelly will trigger in for the Eagles to John Anderson. And the buzzer sounds. No time has elapsed. And I'm not sure why we have us breaking the action. Nor does Coach Joe Smith of Northwestern and his coaching staff.
Didn't even look like the ref knew why.
Northwestern is assisted by Bill Anu and Dennis Schroeder. And North Central and head coach Mark Engel is assisted by Dean Hinther. Coach Engel has a desperation look on his face. He's rattled, doesn't know he had his game plan set for tonight. His team was on a roll. They wanted to build on this game heading into the postseason play here in 2 weeks, the regional tournament in Chicago, Illinois. And this is a setback for the Flames as they will go down to Dordt College in Iowa on Saturday. As Boken hits the first one to make it a 9-point lead with 4.7 seconds remaining.
Troy, it looks like the Flames are going to go to 9-17 now.
Boken connects on both of them.
Down by 10 here, the final seconds left.
Lokinen just inside the three-point stripe. Bangs her home to make the deficit 8 points. So, the final UMAC contest for the Flames, it goes to the Eagles here at home, and not a good way to send out the seniors, Bob Lokinen, Kenya Jackson, and Travis Zukowski. A hard-fought game for the Flames. And the final score here, Northwestern College Eagles 80, North Central Bible College 72. Stay tuned on MTN. We'll be back after this message with some post-game interviews and some stats from tonight's contest. You're watching UMAC basketball on MTN. Yeah, find out how many points he had.
Check right now. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tony Dennis back here at North Central Bible College, where the Eagles came up on top 80-72. I'm here talking with Todd Boken here on my right and Jason Schwitters, there we go, here on my left. Jason, let me address you first. You came up with 20 points tonight, tied with John Anderson. What was some of the key things that made you come out on top tonight?
I don't know, I think our defense is what really pulled us through tonight, I think. And I think throughout the whole year we became more as a team and worked together. And I really, this was John's last game, so I think he should probably be out here, but I think he played one heck of a game too.
Seems like it really paid off for you. Todd, you had just a few points in the first half, but you came back on the second half. What was one of the key changes for you?
I think a little more concentration and trying to distribute the ball more than shoot the ball. And a couple of guys got hot in the second half, Jay and John, and try and get them their shots kind of opened up the game for me and helped me out, and I got to stick a few free throws at the end.
Excellent teamwork, gentlemen. It paid off for the Eagles. We're going to be back shortly with some of the North Central Flames. This is Tony Dennis with MTN. We'll be back right after this.